Good afternoon, and welcome to Darrell's Wharf, where I am joined by the Executive Director of the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, Mrs. Erika Smith, and the Acting Chief Engineer in the Ministry of Public Works, Mr. Tarek Christopher, to expand on the short-term stimulus program, including its methodology and tendering process, contract award to a maximum value of $13.4 million. There is an urgent need to provide stimulus to the local economy in order to retain and boost employment numbers in the wake of the economic downturn sparked by the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ministry of Public Works has compiled a list of shovel-ready projects that are executable within 3 months. These projects are mostly infrastructure improvements and will not add further burden to government operational expenses. The project selection principles are to maximize the employment of the private sector while providing much-needed refreshing of neglected infrastructure. In order to engage as wide a segment of the private sector as possible, the Ministry will release a request for suppliers' qualifications across multiple disciplines to generate a pre-qualification list of approved contractors and companies that can participate in the program. This approach will be in line with pre-qualification procedure and approved contractor lists of the Code of Practice for Project Management and Procurement. The pre-qualification criteria will include a scoring of technical competence, local employment benefit, and a schedule of unit rates. Suitable companies will then be added to an approved contractor list. With the development of the list, the Ministry could then use the restricted procedure, Section 16 of the Code, to quickly obtain 3 or more quotations from the various suppliers, grouped by suitability and vocation, to select a contractor for each project. Where works are specialized or contractors' availability is limited, either through companies already obtaining a project from the program or natural scarcity of a single source contract, will be negotiated based upon unit rates. The work to be done under this contract and in accordance with these specifications consists of furnishing of equipment, materials, supervision, labor, technical knowledge, and skills necessary to satisfactorily and safely complete the job as outlined in the agreement. To ensure allocation of the stimulus funding across all the participating businesses, the Ministry will maintain a register of approved contractor lists and awarded contracts to ensure that no one company monopolizes the project list. Once a company obtains a project, they will be rotated to the bottom of the list for consideration to allow other companies an opportunity for work. The guiding principle would be to prioritize all companies that provide the most employment benefit per dollar spent and spread the work amongst Bermudian-owned and operated businesses. The RFSQ process will be launched tomorrow, December 18th, and it is envisioned that the award of contracts can begin in January 2021, following the population of the approved contractor list. During the speech from the throne a few weeks ago, I announced that the government's Capital Expenditure Plan Technical Committee, which has been meeting to expedite public sector capital investment focusing on construction projects, has developed an initial capital expenditure stimulus plan of 45 projects with a maximum value of $13.4 million. A number of these projects have already started, the first of which was announced earlier this month, the rooftop solar PV systems being installed on 4 government buildings. The plan is to utilize medium to small contractors for the work that will be done here at Darrell's Wharf, Pier, and other similar projects, including other dock and building refurbishments, new construction, canal clearance, roadside vegetation, and health and safety improvements to various government locations. Projects such as fixing the Coney Island Bridge and replacing roadside railings across the country. The Ministry is working in consultation with the Office of Project Management and Procurement, as well as the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, B.E.D.C. The intention is for B.E.D.C to provide assistance to small and medium-sized contractors to complete the required submission documents for the RFSQ. More on that from the Director shortly. Many small to medium-sized companies may not have experience in responding to government solicitations and the associated procurement process. This assistance will significantly increase their ability to gain work through the stimulus program. We are determined to involve as many small and medium-sized contractors as possible and are providing every opportunity for them to become involved. I invite all those who view this announcement and know a small or medium-sized contractor to inform them of this initiative. Effective tomorrow, they can gain more information by signing on to the government website at www.gov/procurement/RFSQ-stimulus-program or emailing stimulus@gov.bm. We can pay people to sit at home, or we can pay them to repair our infrastructure, and we choose the latter. I'll now ask the Executive Director of the B.E.D.C, Mrs. Eureka Smith, to say a few words. Director?
Thank you, Minister. Good afternoon, listening public. First of all, I want to thank the Minister and the Ministry of Public Works for inviting me to be present at this press conference today. As the public may know, in the past, B.E.D.C was delegated by the government to be the lead agency to work with and advocate for small and medium-sized construction industry businesses through its Small Business Construction Incubator and Hands Up Empowerment programs. The Small Business Construction Incubator, SBCI, Phase 1, was a 16-week program designed to provide education and business acumen for entrepreneurs in the construction industry. Phase 2, the Hands Up Empowerment Program, was created to support those SBCI graduates with contract management skills and to better position these entrepreneurs to take advantage of the opportunities afforded them through public and private sector initiatives. Some 90 entrepreneurs completed the program over the 4-year period that it was in operation, resulting in millions in contracts being awarded to the graduates. Part of the success of that program was due to an established working relationship with the government, specifically the Department of Works and the Ministry of Public Works. The goal of the government at the time was to increase the pool of contractors equipped with the capacity to provide competitive bids and services to facilitate public sector projects. That goal was met, and now B.E.D.C is again willing to support the Ministry of Public Works by reviving components of our SBCI and Hands Up Empowerment Program to further assist the government's objective of pre-qualifying small and medium-sized contractors to be able them to at a better chance of successfully bidding on and winning public sector contracts. This initiative will be led by B.E.D.C's Economic and Cooperative Director, Mr. William Spriggs. William will be responsible for working with small and medium-sized contractors through all trades, carpenters, masons, electricians, plumbers, etc., and to help them to understand what is required to submit the best information for pre-qualification with the Ministry of Public Works. This will involve information sessions, video how-tos, client meetings, etc. as necessary. We will work closely with the Ministry of Public Works to refine requirements to meet the primary goal of building a database of fully vetted entrepreneurs in the construction industry that are pre-qualified to support public sector projects. In closing, B.E.D.C through this initiative will continue to support and assist those small and medium-sized businesses in the construction industry to ensure that they are equipped with the tools necessary to compete in the public and private market. Ultimately, when more providers enter the market, it benefits the small and medium business owners and public because they are more qualified providers in the market to select, and more businesses are able to employ more Bermudians. Thank you.
questions from the media? Minister, I think when the Minister of Finance announced the stimulus package, he said it was to create jobs and better work on our infrastructure. Any idea how many jobs might get created? If you have a number, do you have a thought?
Our estimate is 243.
Estimate is
243.
that would be
Across all of these private sector companies that either will hire new staff or utilize some of the staff that they have who are not fully utilized.
sorry, hire new staff or utilize.
Staff that they currently have that are not fully utilized.
You mentioned one project is here.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
There is some damage to the stairs on the dock, and so that's probably one of damage to some the stairs on the dock.
Stairs on the dock?
Yeah, that's probably one of the smaller projects. They run from an estimate of 15,000 up to about 800,000.
Can you give us a little bit of a taste of what some of those other projects are?
I mentioned two in my statement. The Coney Island Bridge has been out of service completely now for about 3 months. That'll be replaced and repaired. It'll be repaired. There are a number of roadside railings across the country. I have an endless list that we will look to address. They cover a number of projects. There are two buildings at the quarry that are the old Artemis buildings from America's Cup that we purchased and built, separated into two buildings. The construction is complete. They need to now be fitted out. One is going to be a large equipment garage and the other one's going to be a warehouse.
In all, when people look at the list, how many projects? I know it was 47 to be, or 45.
45.
45, yeah. How many have we got with this particular project moving forward?
I'm sorry?
Is that the number of that we'll be looking for bids from moving forward from now? A couple have already started, right?
A couple have already started. That's the initial list. We'll see how we get through that and see if we can get some more money out of finance to do some more projects, having delivered those 45 on time and on budget.
Any other finance for projects given that we deliver those on time and budget?
Yeah.
Rika, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Great, thank you. In terms of assisting small and medium-sized businesses, is the idea that they're not used to bidding on government projects? They usually go to the big guys, but this is an opportunity. Is that the idea?
Absolutely. I mean, there is a bit of a knowledge gap with regard to what is required to. Well, first and foremost, this program is about pre-qualification in order to more efficiently allocate projects that are ready to go. And so part of our role is to help to position these small and medium-sized businesses. And the focus is really going to be a lot on the small businesses because there is a knowledge gap with regard to what is required to pre-qualify, what information is required to be in that database, that register, how to position your business for the best success so that you are provided all the information that is needed by the ministry in order to consider your business for a project. If you don't submit that information, you're not even going to be considered. So we have to help our small businesses understand that they need to submit full information, quality information, and at least that they're meeting the minimum standards of best practice in the construction industry.
You've got a technical committee that'll decide what these bids
led by him. And those two gentlemen who are out of camera shot, along with some surveyors who would be involved in those sort of projects so that we can fast track the approval of these contracts.
So it's Ministry of Public Works staff plus surveyors?
Yes, I'm working with the B.E.D.C.
All right, thank you.
That's it?
Just ask you one more. You mentioned that it'll go live tomorrow on the website. You have information,
Yep.
and they can then start sending in their proposal.
Yep.
And selection will be, say, January.
January 16th?
I believe it's January 15th. That information will be provided in the release.
I think it's January 15th is the cutoff.
Application.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a process after that. We expect work to begin
In January.
in January.
Yeah.